When the lights go out and the house finally quiets, something else wakes up. Your skin tingles for no reason. You open your eyes at the same hour again. The room feels heavy and holy at the same time, like someone just stepped in and sat beside your bed. If you felt this, you are not overthinking. You are being addressed. Chosen ones are not called in crowded rooms. They are called in quiet beds. The night is the classroom. The bed is the altar. And what looks strange is often the first language heaven uses when it wants your attention. Maybe you've told yourself it's just stress. Maybe you've Googled symptoms at 3 a.m. Maybe you've tried to sleep it off, only to wake again with that same pull in your chest. The feeling that a message is hovering just above your pillow. You're not broken. You're being tuned. The body hums. The air shifts. The mind floods with old faces and sudden phrases because the assignment you carry won't wait for daylight. Pain that you pushed away during the day knocks at night because it wants to leave. Fear that kept you still wants to be seen and released. And the presence you've been asking for finally answers when everything else is silent enough to hear it. Here is the truth most people never learn. The strange things that happen in the bed of a chosen one are not punishments. They are invitations. Wake-ups at impossible hours, dreams that feel more real than memories, pressure on the chest that melts when you speak his name, a soft ringing in the ears like a bell calling class to order. These are not random glitches. They are signals, and signals are meant to be understood. Once you know what to do in those exact moments, the fear loses its grip, the confusion clears, and night turns from battle to briefing. So stay with me. In the next minutes, you'll learn how to tell signal from noise, fear from presence, attack from upgrade. You'll learn a simple way to sit up, breathe, name your source, and turn the bed into a protected, holy place. You'll learn why you keep waking at the same time and what to write in the first 10 seconds so you don't lose the download you asked for. And you'll learn how to leave the night stronger than you entered it, clear, calm, and carrying instructions for the day. Before we go deeper, do 2 quick things that will change how you experience tonight. Subscribe now so these nighttime briefings keep finding you exactly when you need them. And comment 333 below if you've been waking at a mysterious hour. 333 is known by many chosen ones as the watch hour, a nudge to stand up inside, to listen and to receive. Writing 333 is your way of saying, I'm awake. I'm listening. Breathe. Feel your heartbeat slow down. The room doesn't need to change for your awareness to change. And when it does, even the smallest detail becomes a sign worth noticing, especially the one detail almost everyone overlooks. The clock. Why do so many chosen ones wake between 2 and 4 a.m., and what are you supposed to do in those exact 3 minutes after your eyes open? Let's turn the light on in that mystery. It always seems to happen the same way. The room is quiet, the air is still, and your eyes open as if someone gently spoke your name. You roll toward the clock, and there it is again, 3:33, or sometime between 2 and 4 in the morning. You don't feel done sleeping, but you are unmistakably awake, alert in a way that feels different from ordinary restlessness. This isn't random. For many who carry a sacred assignment, these hours are a summons. The noise of the world has finally gone silent. The stream of other people's thoughts has slowed, and your own spirit can at last hear what it has been trying to tell you all day. The first temptation is to fight the moment. Pull the blanket over your head, chase sleep, scroll a screen. But the chosen learn a different response. They sit up and receive. Think of it as answering a midnight knock with calm authority. You don't have to perform. You don't have to be dramatic. You simply shift from "Why am I awake?" to "I'm listening." Let your feet or palms touch the mattress so your body knows it is safe. Feel the weight of your breath coming and going. If the mind races, give it a small, precise task. Count 4 slow inhales, pause for the length of a heartbeat, and exhale just a little longer than you inhaled. Nothing mystical, just reminding the nervous system that the classroom is not a battlefield. This window is brief. The most vivid impressions fade fast, like writing on water. That's why the chosen keep a pen within reach and a page already open. Don't wait for perfect words. Capture fragments. The 3 things that matter most are emotion, image, and instruction. What did you feel in your body the moment you woke? A pressure on the chest, a lightness in the head, a sudden calm? What image was still glowing? An old house, a number, a name, a phrase that followed you out of sleep? What simple action is implied? Call someone, forgive something, stop doing what drains you, begin the step you've been postponing. If you write these 3 elements in the first 60 seconds, the night no longer slips away from you. It turns into tomorrow's map. Sometimes the wake-up is wrapped in fear. You may feel pinned for a moment, as if the room has become heavy. If that happens, don't thrash against it. Anchor yourself. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your lower belly and speak, out loud if you can, whisper if you must, clear, claiming words. I am here. I'm safe, I'm not alone. Only light is welcome in this room. Notice what changes when your breath lengthens and your voice takes its place. Fear tightens and scatters. Presence steadies and expands. If the heaviness lingers, name your source by name, invite peace, and watch how quickly the atmosphere obeys. Other nights are the opposite. No dread, only a soft clarity, like a lamp turned low. You wake with gratitude already forming, a sentence hovering at the edge of your lips, a person's face arriving with unusual gentleness. Those nights are download hours. You are not being attacked. You are being upgraded. Don't analyze in the moment. Receive. Write the sentence exactly as you heard it, even if it feels too simple to matter. The deepest instructions rarely arrive dressed in fireworks. They come as small keys that unlock big doors when you carry them into daylight. There will be practical thoughts that try to talk you out of this. Maybe it's just hormones. Maybe it's just stress. And yes, bodies have rhythms. Yes, minds have loops. But chosen ones learn to live with both truths at once. They honor the body's biology while also honoring the spirit's timing. Drink a sip of water. Stretch your shoulders. Then return to the listening. If a thought brings panic, it is probably noise. If it brings quiet courage, even when it asks for change, it is probably signal. That simple filter will save you from chasing every shadow and help you follow what is real. Make this hour a ritual, not a wrestling match. Before you lie back down, seal the moment. Close your eyes and picture your bed outlined in a gentle ring of light, not as superstition but as intention. Offer one sentence that defines who you are becoming. Tonight, I release what is finished and receive what is mine. Let the sentence land. If you sense you need to act in the morning, set a tiny cue now. Place the journal on your pillow so you see it when the sun returns, or put the name you wrote on a sticky note by the door. Micro choices in the night become macro change in the day. If you drift back to sleep, good. Your spirit got what it came for. If you remain awake, don't judge it. Some lessons take 3 minutes, others take 30. Either way, when the clock moves and the room feels ordinary again, you will know the difference. You will have exchanged confusion for clarity, fear for footing, restlessness for a reason. The hour didn't steal your sleep. It gave your calling a place to speak. And once you've answered the wake-up with this calm, steady posture, something else begins to stand out, the feeling of the room itself. On some nights, the air expands and warms. On others, it presses and narrows. Learning that difference is the next layer of mastery, because not every presence deserves your attention, and not every pressure is a threat. Some nights, the air itself seems to have an opinion. You wake, and the room feels either heavy and narrow, as if the walls moved closer, or wide and quietly bright, like a window you didn't notice has just been opened. Learning the difference between these two atmospheres is one of the most important skills a chosen one develops, because not every sensation deserves your attention, and not every pressure is an attack. Think of it like weather. There are storms you respectfully shelter from, and there are warm fronts that invite you out onto the porch. Discernment is noticing which sky you are under before you decide what to do next. When the experience is the classic weight on the chest, it often arrives with a tight, compressed feeling in the body, a racing mind, shallow breath, and an urge to thrash your way free. The room seems smaller, your vision feels tunneled, and thoughts come in jagged bursts that begin with, what if? This is the moment to become the adult in the room. Instead of fighting the current, you change the current. Place one hand flat over your heart and the other across your lower belly to remind your nervous system where home is. Let your tongue rest on the roof of your mouth and lengthen the exhale until it is a little longer than the inhale. Long exhales signal safety to the body. Now speak, because your voice is a key. I am here. I am safe. I am held. Only light is welcome in this room. If you name your source by name, even better. Fear loves silence. Presence loves sound. As your breath slows and your words take their place, the atmosphere begins to obey, first in your chest, then in the bed, then across the room. Sometimes the heaviness is simply the body waking between sleep cycles or a bout of sleep paralysis, strange but common, startling but temporary. If this repeats often or causes distress, honor your body as well as your spirit. Improve sleep hygiene, reduce late screens, mind caffeine, and, if needed, consult a qualified professional. Chosen ones do not reject practical wisdom. They integrate it. You can put cold water on your wrists to reset the system, sit fully upright to break the loop, and turn on a soft lamp to remind your brain that the threat has passed. None of this cancels the spiritual dimension. It stabilizes the vessel so you can hear clearly again. By contrast, there are nights when the room feels like it grew wings. The air seems wider, your breath deepens on its own, and a quiet warmth moves across your shoulders or crown, as if a shawl were being placed there. The mind is clear but unhurried, and instead of panic, you sense a gentle importance, like being called by your true name. If an image or sentence is hovering, don't interrogate it. Receive it. This is the moment to sit still and let the message arrive whole. Acknowledge the presence with simple gratitude. Thank you. I'm listening. Keep your pen ready and capture what you're given in the plainest words possible. No poetry required, just truth. These visits rarely shout, they mark. You'll know it worked because afterward, even the mattress feels kinder. Over time, you will develop a reliable inner test. Ask 3 questions in order. First, what is the tone? Does this atmosphere shrink me into anxiety or expand me into steadiness? Second, what is the fruit? Do I leave this moment foggy and frantic or clearer and braver, even if the instruction stretches me? Third, what is the direction? Does this nudge point me toward my assignment, forgiveness, focus, a clean step, or toward the old loops that always drain me? If the tone is constriction, the fruit is confusion, and the direction is backward, you do not owe that feeling your attention. You owe yourself a boundary. If the tone is peaceful gravity, the fruit is clarity, and the direction is forward. You can trust the wings in the room because night is training, not torture. Give yourself a simple 90-second rescue you can run without thinking. Sit up, palms on the mattress to ground. 3 slow breaths with longer exhales. Speak your boundary. Only what serves my calling may remain. Touch the headboard or the edge of the bed and picture a thin ring of light outlining the mattress. Not superstition, intention. If fear is present, add movement. Roll your shoulders, flex your feet, name 3 objects you can see. Fear loses power when the body and voice come online together. If peace is present, keep your body still so the quiet can finish its work. Either way you're leading, your physical space can help. Treat your bed like a sanctuary. Clear the nightstand. Keep a single meaningful symbol instead of clutter. Use a gentle scent you only associate with sleep, and let your last act each night be a small release. I forgive X and return my energy to me. Think of it as laundering the atmosphere so that whatever arrives, you meet it clean. When you consecrate the room in little ways, big nights become easier to read. What happens after you pass through either experience is just as important. If you've steadied yourself from pressure, write 1 sentence about the boundary you kept. That turns survival into skill. If you received a calm, winged presence, write 1 small action you'll take before noon. That turns visitation into transformation. The night is generous, but daylight is where assignments live or die. As your discernment sharpens, you'll begin noticing a 3rd category of night sign, neither weight nor purely wings, but a charged hum that runs through the body itself. Tingles along the scalp, warmth rising up the spine, a soft ringing in the ears like a tuning fork finding pitch. That sensation has its own language and its own care. When the body turns electric, here's how to stay grounded without shutting the current down. There are nights when your body becomes a quiet storm. You aren't terrified, you aren't even fully awake, but something unmistakable is happening. The scalp prickles as if a breeze were moving through hair that isn't moving. A warm ribbon climbs the spine and spreads between the shoulder blades. The crown buzzes like a phone on silent. A soft ringing hangs in the ears as if a tuning fork were struck somewhere just out of sight. You wiggle your fingers and feel a velvet pressure around them. You lay your palms on the sheet and the mattress feels alive, responsive. None of this asks for panic. The electric body is not an error. It's a language. When a chosen one sleeps, the system finally has bandwidth to process, release, and receive. And the way it tells you that it's working is with current. The first skill is to stay present without clamping down. Overcontrol shuts the current off. Neglect lets it scatter. Think of yourself as a conductor guiding a symphony rather than a guard stopping traffic. Roll to a neutral position, on your back or side with the chin easy, jaw unlatched. Place one palm on the chest and the other on the lower belly so the body feels held. Now run the breath ladder. Inhale softly through the nose for a count of 4. Pause 1, exhale through the mouth for 6. After 3 rounds, let the breath find a smooth 5 in, 5 out rhythm like waves. You are not trying to get rid of the sensations. You are giving them rails to travel on. Next, ground without shutting down. Press your heels or the outer edge of both feet into the mattress for 3 slow breaths. Feel the pressure. Spread the fingers against the sheet as if you were plugging in. Imagine, not theatrically but simply, that extra static drains down through the legs and out the soles of the feet, while the finer, cleaner thread rises up the spine toward the crown. If ringing in the ears is present, treat it like a bell calling you to attention. Acknowledge it, then let it sit in the background while you return to the breath. Not all current is the same. Over time, you'll feel the difference between overload and upgrade. Overload feels bright but jagged. Thoughts scatter, shoulders creep toward the ears, the buzz comes with restlessness. This usually means the system is clearing the day's noise, or you've overfueled with stress, screens, or stimulants close to bedtime. Answer with contain and settle. Lengthen the exhale, place a cool palm over the eyes for 30 seconds, sip a mouthful of water, and lower the temperature under the duvet. If needed, sit up and dangle feet to the floor for a minute so gravity helps. Whisper one orienting line. This is energy leaving, not danger arriving. Upgrade feels smooth and coherent. You're alert but peaceful, emotions are steady, a phrase or picture hovers on the edge of awareness. This is integration, your system aligning to a new clarity or instruction. Answer with receive and record, stay still, let the warmth climb, and when a sentence lands, write it exactly as given. Don't decorate it. Keys open doors because they are cut precisely, not because they are pretty. Because you carry a mission into daylight, treat the night like an athlete treats training. Support the vessel. Practical choices amplify spiritual clarity. Keep a small glass of water within reach and actually take a sip when the current spikes. Conduction improves with hydration. If you tend to cramp or twitch, a steady rhythm of minerals during the day, from real food, leafy greens, nuts, a pinch of quality salt, often reduces nocturnal noise. Dim the last hour's lighting. Trade doom scroll for a brief journal check-in. 3 lines, what I release, what I'm grateful for, what I'm open to, and let your final thought be an intention, not a worry. None of this is superstition. It's stewardship. A clean instrument plays a truer note. If the current gathers in one place, crown, throat, chest, give it a path. Picture a thin beam traveling along the spine like a train track. Tailbone, lower back, mid-back, between shoulder blades, back of the neck, crown. On the inhale, see it rise 1 station. On the exhale, let it widen around the heart or crown like a halo the size of your palm. 2 minutes of this and the buzz that felt random will start to flow like a river with banks. If emotion swells, tears, laughter, a memory, allow it. Energy often carries a story on its back as it moves out. You are not breaking. You are clearing. There's a simple 60-second reset you can run anytime the sensations tip toward too much. 1. Sit up, spine long. 2. Press thumb and forefinger together on both hands. This lights up proprioception and brings the brain online. 3. Exhale fully, then hum a low note for 1 breath. The vibration settles the vagus nerve. 4. Name 3 solid objects you can see or touch. 5. Lie back down and take 1 honest yawn. Most spikes resolve at step 4 because the body has been reassured that a pilot is present. A word about safety and wisdom. Unusual sensations can have ordinary causes. Position, temperature, muscle fatigue, sleep cycle quirks. If something is painful, persistently disruptive, or worrying, honor that with proper care. Chosen ones don't choose between science and spirit. They let both serve truth. Stabilize the body so the message isn't distorted, and then listen again. If peace increases as you apply simple care, you're on the right track. What turns the electric body from curiosity into transformation is what you do after the night. In the morning, make a 30-second integration. Stand barefoot for a few breaths, on the floor is enough. Lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders back, and read the 1 line you wrote in the dark. Take a micro step on it before noon. A call, a boundary, a small act of courage. Night gave you current, day gives it direction. That is how momentum is born. As your relationship with these sensations matures, you'll notice a pattern. Whenever the current is orderly and your breath stays easy, images and phrases begin to arrive with it. Scenes that feel more honest than daytime thoughts. Faces you haven't seen in years, numbers and symbols that insist on being remembered. That's because the electric body often ushers in the next layer of guidance, the language of dreams and visits. When the current quiets to a glow, that's your cue to pay attention to what you're shown, and to learn the simple way to tell what's a mirror of your own heart, what's a message and what's marching orders for the morning. When the current softens to a glow, and your breath settles into that even tide, the night begins to speak in its oldest language. Images. Dreams are not random leftovers of the day for the chosen. They are mail. Some letters arrive sealed, some arrive like mirrors, and some arrive like marching orders. If you learn which is which, morning stops being a scramble and becomes a briefing. There are 3 patterns to watch for. Mirror dreams show you unfiltered. They exaggerate an emotion to make it impossible to ignore. You're late to an exam you didn't study for. You're searching through rooms and can't find what you need. You're running, but the legs won't move. Don't chase plot here. Pull the thread of feeling. What did the dream make you feel most? Unprepared, trapped, unseen, exposed? The mirror isn't accusing you. It's offering the exact area that wants attention before daylight. Name the emotion and you'll know the smallest honest action to take before noon. Ask for help, delete a distraction, tell the truth you've been avoiding. Message dreams arrive like postcards. Short, symbolic, precise. A number repeats, 111, 222, 444. A single word is loud, a color dominates, a stranger hands you a key. These dreams carry content more than drama. Treat them like codes. Copy them down exactly as received, no embellishment. Numbers can anchor timing, 3 days, 3 people, 3 steps, or theme, order, foundation, completion. Objects point to functions, keys, to access, responsibility, doors, to decisions, shoes, readiness, water, to emotion, cleansing. You don't need a mystical dictionary. You need your history. Ask, where have I seen this before in my life, my work, my prayers? Personal meaning beats generic lists every time. Mission dreams come with weight. You wake with a sentence ringing, a name you haven't thought of in years, or a clear next move you can write in 1 line. The body feels steady, not rattled. These dreams rarely debate. They assign. Their test is simple, obedience. If it's safe and reasonable, take 1 step that same day. Send the message, schedule the call, put the application in, draw the boundary, apologize. Mission dreams lose power when we turn them into think pieces. Keep them kinetic, small action, same day. To keep nightmail from evaporating, run a 2-minute capture the moment you wake. 1. Without moving much, whisper the dream out loud in present tense for 15-30 seconds. Voice cements memory. 2. Grab the pen and write 3 bullets labeled emotion, image, action. Emotion, 1 word only. Jealousy, relief, urgency. Image, the clearest scene or symbol. Rusted door, white feather, green number 4. Action, the smallest behavior you can do today. Clean inbox, forgive X silently, research Y, text Z. 3. Put a dot in the margin if the dream felt like mirror, a star if it felt like message, and a lightning bolt if it felt like mission. This tiny taxonomy will turn a messy notebook into a gold mine in a week. Sometimes the night doesn't just show symbols, it sends visitors. You might see a loved one who has passed, a figure who feels like a guide, or a presence at the edge of the bed that carries unmistakable gravity. Discernment keeps you safe and open at once. Use the same triad you learned for rooms and currents: tone, fruit, direction. Tone. Does the presence shrink you into panic or steady you into peace? Fruit. Do you wake foggy and compulsive, or clear and courageous? Direction. Are you nudged toward honesty, forgiveness, and purpose, or toward loops that always drain you? Peace, coherence, and loyalty to truth mark a safe visitor. Confusion, compulsion, and flattery that bypasses your integrity do not. Set boundaries with your voice. If a presence arrives and you're unsure, speak quietly but plainly. Only light aligned with my source may remain. Everything else must leave now. Name your source. Watch the room obey. You are not at the mercy of the night. The night is the classroom, and you are allowed to dismiss what doesn't belong. If fear spikes, sit up, feet to floor, lamp on, water sip, bring the body online while you repeat your boundary. If peace deepens, stay still and receive what's offered. A note on loved one dreams. Many arrive to comfort or to hand you a single sentence. The message is almost always simple. I'm okay. Let it go. Call your sister. Finish. Receive the gift without turning it into a shrine. Grief has its own weather. Let the dream be a warm front, not a forecast for every day. Write the sentence. If it's kind and actionable, honor it. A note on numbers and symbols. Consistency matters more than complexity. If 333 keeps showing up at wake times on receipts in dreams, it's not about numerology trivia. It's about attention. Link it to a practice. Whenever you see it, breathe once, ask one question, take one micro step. If feathers, doors, trains, or oceans repeat, build a tiny symbol library in your journal. Door, shuck, a decision I'm avoiding. Train, momentum that doesn't wait. Ocean, sucks, big emotion, big cleansing. Personal, lived definitions make the night fluent. And sometimes the mind will try to hijack the whole process, either by dismissing everything as nonsense or by turning everything into an omen. The middle way is wiser. Hold wonder and sobriety together. If a dream leads to humility, clarity, and small faithful action, keep following. If it leads to paranoia or grandiosity, step back. Chosen ones don't chase fireworks. They steward flame. Finally, remember that interpretation is incomplete without integration. A dream that says forgive is not asking for a masterpiece. It's asking for a micro-act. Write, I release X once, or delete the draft you were going to send in anger, or pray one honest sentence for the person before breakfast. A dream that says begin wants a calendar slot, not a life plan. A dream that says stop wants one paused habit tonight, not shame. Heaven speaks in steps. Daylight proves we heard. When you live this way, capturing, decoding, and acting, the night stops being a gallery of strange images and becomes a workshop where courage is formed. And courage is precisely what you'll need for the next part of the curriculum, because not every midnight moment is a message. Some are tests. They arrive as two old actors wearing convincing costumes, fear and desire. Learning to recognize them and pass them turns a long night into a turning point. Name what is happening in one sentence without drama. This is fear trying to recruit me. Naming breaks the spell. Then speak a boundary sentence out loud, steady and low. Only what serves my calling may remain here. If the air still feels tight, add movement that the nervous system trusts. Roll the shoulders back. Press both heels into the mattress. Touch 3 solid objects and name them. Fear erodes when body, breath, and voice stand together. Finally, give fear a task it cannot complete. Ask a precise present tense question that serves your assignment. What is the smallest faithful action I can take by noon? Fear traffics in hypotheticals. It starves when you demand a grounded step. The second is the desire test. This one doesn't scream, it seduces. A fantasy loop starts to spool, replays, what-ifs, highlight reels engineered to siphon your attention and your energy. You tell yourself it's harmless because you are alone in the dark, but you feel the leak, focus thinning, intention loosening, the next day already mortgaged. The countermove is not shame. Shame fuels the very loop you want to stop. The countermove is ownership. Interrupt the trance with a gentle pattern break. Sit higher on the pillow, place both palms flat to the mattress, and breathe once through the nose and out through the mouth as if fogging a mirror. Then make the quietest, most revolutionary admission, I'm looking for comfort. Desire, exposed as a search for comfort, becomes workable. Offer comfort on purpose rather than stealing it on impulse. Press a warm hand to the sternum, slow the breath, let the jaw unclench, and deliver a clean replacement. One sentence. Not a sermon. I choose to keep my fire for my mission. If the loop insists, stand up, take 10 slow steps to the door and back with bare feet. Sip water, and get back in bed on the opposite side or reverse your sleeping direction by turning the pillow. Tiny spatial changes break big neural habits. Both tests obey the same 3-move arc. Acknowledge, choose, execute.
Acknowledge names the weather without cursing the sky. Fear is recruiting. Desire is selling me comfort. Choose reclaims authorship. Assignment over impulse. Presence over fantasy.
Execute is the small physical action that proves the choice. Sitting up, breathing long, speaking the boundary, writing a single line in the night journal so the moment produces fruit by morning. Do not aim for heroics, aim for continuity. Tests repeat until the nervous system learns that you will answer them the same way every time. There is a reason these tests prefer the bed. At night, your defenses are low and your true appetites are honest. The day lets you hide behind busyness. The night does not negotiate. That's why micro-rituals matter. Keep a glass of water within reach and actually drink from it when either test arrives. Hydration is not mystical, it's mechanical, and calm rides on biology. Keep the night journal open to a blank page so your first move can be ink instead of scroll. Screens feed both fear and desire with an endless buffet. Decide in daylight which sentence will be your boundary so you don't improvise at 3 a.m. Only light aligned with my source may remain. My attention returns to purpose. I forgive and release. I do not rehearse. Rehearsed words are rails for the soul. Some nights you will pass the test in seconds. Other nights it will take 3 rounds. On stubborn nights, use the 90-second reset. Sit fully upright. Place the soles of the feet against the edge of the mattress to wake proprioception. Exhale completely until the abdomen hollows. A low note for 1 breath to settle the vagus nerve. And read the last line you wrote to yourself the previous night. If your body still argues, turn on a single soft lamp, walk to the sink, run cool water over your wrists for 20 seconds, return and close the light. This is not giving in. It is resetting the instrument so the player can play, understand the logic behind the tests, and they lose mystique. Fear tries to collapse your world to a tiny, controllable circle so you never risk. Desire tries to expand your world too quickly with counterfeit rewards so you never build. The curriculum of the chosen is the opposite. Widen steadily by faith and strengthen steadily by practice. Every time you refuse fear a vote or refuse desire a shortcut, you widen and strengthen at once. That is why these nights count. That is why tomorrow feels different when you win in the dark. If you stumble, and you will, close the loop cleanly so the night does not become a courtroom. Write 1 honest line: I drifted. I return, breathe 3 slow rounds and reclaim your boundary. What matters is not a spotless record but a practiced return. The soul grows not by never falling, but by learning how to stand in fewer breaths. Eventually, you will feel the shift. The same scenes that once hijacked you now reveal themselves for what they are: drills. You'll sense the test arriving and meet it with a small smile, the way an athlete recognizes a familiar workout. You'll pass not by clenching, but by choosing. And when the room grows quiet again, something in you will want to mark the win, not to boast, but to build a habit. This is where many chosen discover the next layer of mastery, turning the bed from a place you defend into a place you consecrate, so the tests visit less and the messages land more. How to do that is simpler than people think. A few deliberate choices, a brief nightly ritual, a clean perimeter, and the atmosphere begins to obey before you even turn out the light. By now, the pattern is no longer frightening. It's familiar. The bed is not a battleground, it's a briefing room. The strange things that visit a chosen one at night are not punishments or glitches. They are curriculum. You learn to answer the 333 knock without panic, to sit up, breathe, and capture the first clean line before it dissolves. You learn to feel the weather of a room, to tell the difference between a compressing weight that wants your attention and a winged quiet that wants your consent. You learned that the body's electricity is a language, not a malfunction, and that guiding the current with calm breath and simple grounding turns static into signal. You learn to treat dreams as mail, mirror, message, or mission, and to turn interpretation into integration with a single small act before noon. And you learn that not every midnight is a message, some are tests, and that fear and desire lose their grip when you name them. Choose your assignment and execute one steady move. This is what ownership feels like. Not bravado, not superstition, stewardship. You do not chase fireworks. You tend flame. You recognize the hour, claim the room, and keep a journal open because you expect the night to speak. You honor biology so that revelation doesn't have to fight a tired instrument. You keep one boundary sentence ready on your tongue because your voice sets the weather. Little by little, the atmosphere starts obeying before you even turn out the light. Understand why this matters. The night shapes the day. The way you breathe at 3:33 decides how you answer the phone at 9:15. The way you dismiss what doesn't belong at the foot of your bed decides which thoughts you let across the threshold of your mind. The sentence you write in the dark becomes the decision you live in the afternoon. A chosen life is forged in these hidden hours when no one is watching and everything in you is tempted to go numb. You chose attention instead. You chose presence. You chose purpose. There will still be odd moments, pressure that tries to return, images that don't make sense yet, a rush of current that asks to be guided. That's not failure. That's the rhythm of training. On those nights, remember the sequence that has carried you through. Notice, name, narrow to the next faithful step. If it's fear, you steady the breath and speak your boundary. If it's desire, you own the need and offer clean comfort instead of counterfeit reward. If it's message, you receive and record. If it's merely noise, you tidy the altar and rest. Nothing wasted, everything used. Before the lights go out tonight, consecrate the space with one quiet ritual. Clear the nightstand. Set the pen where your hand can find it. Place a single symbol that reminds you who you are becoming. Offer a sentence that seals your intent. I release what is finished and receive what is mine. Let the mattress become more than fabric and springs. Let it become a place where peace is practiced and directions are delivered. You don't need incense or incantation. You need attention and honesty. And when the morning comes, because it will, carry the night with you. Take the smallest action your midnight note assigned. Make the call, draw the boundary, forgive the debt, begin the page, drink the water, step outside, and let the sun find your face. Feel how different the day is when it has been briefed by the dark. Feel how much less the world can push you when you have already met yourself in the quiet and told the truth. Chosen one, you are not at the mercy of strange things. You are being taught to read them. The bed that once felt haunted now feels hallowed. The hour that once stole your sleep now gives your calling a voice. Keep the altar clean, keep the journal open, keep the breath long and the heart soft. The night will keep doing what it does best, revealing, and you will keep doing what you were born to do, listening, discerning, and walking out what you hear. Sleep then. Not to escape the world, but to meet it. The classroom opens when the lights go out, and you, calm, present, already claimed, know exactly where to sit.